Sorry, I am not that kind of player, said Cristiano Ronaldo at one point during his Piers Morgan interview. He said it was pride and his admirers will point to it as evidence of his elite mentality, but it cuts the crux of his inability to adapt to his new reality. They say that most players are the first to know when their time's up. Ronaldo, as has so often been the case for his extraordinary career, is not most players. His curse is that the mentality that drove him to be the top of his sport is the same mentality that's making his descent actually much uglier than it needed to be. If anyone expects an exclusive interview, but ultimately excruciating one, to include revelations about Erik ten Hag's shocking treatment of a 37-year-old man in the workplace, they would surely have been disappointed as they waited in vain for the evidence. The coach charged with setting Manchester United on a new path did not degrade or bully Ronaldo. He named him as captain in what may prove to be his final appearance for the club. Ten Hag's crime was to have on occasion not pick Ronaldo in the team. This is incendiary act that led him to refuse to come off the bench against Tottenham. Ronaldo apologised to his teammates for that, kind of. I apologise, but in the same way, I'm not regretting that decision to come on. Sorry, not sorry. The coach didn't have respect for me, he has. Ronaldo wasn't fully fit at the start of the season. Even he seems to accept that he could not stroll into the side then. He played in the 4-0 beating at Brentford, was left out of the next four that United won, only to return for the home defeat to Sociedad. The Tottenham game, for which he has benched preceded two games inside a week that Ronaldo started, 90 minutes in a narrow win over Armenian Nicosia and 72 minutes in a stalemate with Newcastle. It is worth remembering that this had been not the story of a player who had been frozen out approaching his 38th birthday. His recent appearance, that awful 3-1 defeat to Villa, was his 9th start in 13th game. Ten Hag might have played him too much, none of which to say is Ronaldo is of no use to United. His goal against Everton showed what he can still do. He can contribute. That explains why Ten Hag tried to accommodate him. The player has been indulged more than he appears to accept. I do not want to be cocky and say that I am not the same player where I was when I was 20. Of course not. He goes on to suggest that retirement at the age of 40 is a plan. It's the closest he comes to acknowledgement that the time he cannot beat the time. But I adapt and I am smart to know my strength, what I am good at, and I am still playing at a high level. I score goals and I will continue to score goals. If my mind is clear and happy, and if the people surrounding me, they are helping me to be a successful player. He is right that it's still possible to construct a team around Ronaldo that maximises his output. Maybe United are not doing that. The problem is that as his abilities decline near years, there is less reason than ever for Ten Hag to do so. Ronaldo looks to his time at Real Madrid as a benchmark for how he would like to be treated, but does not appear to have made a connection that he was treated that way because he was at his peak. That would not have gone on indefinitely. He was named as substitute 8 times during 9 seasons in La Liga, as many as Ten Hag has asked him to perform that duty already at United. During Ronaldo's last 5 La Liga seasons as a Real Madrid player, he was not on the bench once. No wonder this is so alien to him. Do not tell me that top players, that the guys who want to win everything, the key players, will play 3 minutes, he says, as a late request to come on against Tottenham. Come on, this is unacceptable. Perhaps he's right. United supporters have seen gigs and skulls set their place back within the ranks, but Ronaldo's different. Maybe it's the best for Erik Cantona. Never had to adjust. He was the main man from his first day to his last there. That tends to be the way of it with true greats. Pele went to the States, Cruyff turned to Fenadori, wherein he sensed Ajax were not bending to his will. Maradona consumed clubs. Messi moved to PSG's, not without tensions. There's no real precedent for this in the Premier League. No clue what it might look like when an all-time icon of the game is asked to accept a diminished role before he's ready. Maybe this identifying sector is precisely what such a situation looks like. For United, it means more awkward headlines at a time when they hope the worst is behind them. Garnacho's big moment swallowed up. This spotlight instead back on the years of failure that have led into this mess. Ronaldo had a point when questioning Ralph Rangnick's appointment, and his claim that United is no longer the lead in infrastructure is undeniable, even as they begin to correct the failings. Supporters will welcome the perceived criticism of the owners, but as he wishes, unchallenged by the interviewer Morgan, the sense of a man able to diagnose every problem but one. Maybe there is another world in which Ronaldo might have embraced his role in the changing culture, becoming a beacon of better times while striving to restore them. Ten Hag could have counted on his senior players to set those standards, but that would have required more than just unchecked ambition and drive. It would have demanded humility and awareness. The manager that Ronaldo has sent his message, and the rest of the world is clear. Sorry, I'm not that kind of player. Anyway guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, bonus thoughts, comments down below, and follow this show for daily football news and subscribe to our channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.